Right, Shalom. Giving all praises, all glory, all honors unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Dash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, rest of the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the preacher's I one from GMS Atlanta, back with another edifying video. And yet I'm back again with another video dealing with the MOTB, the biometric technology. This is another update, and I have a few articles, headlines that I want to get into. More edification, more faith building for the hopeful elect out there, the men and women, brothers and sisters out there that believe in the truth, 100% truth that's coming from the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Today, known as GMS, Great Millstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Dash. We're living in a time of major prophecy. Last week, there was a lot of talk about Israel and Iran and, the coming Battle of Armageddon, World War III. Previous week before that, we were, speaking about the protest and Jacob's trouble and the hard times are coming ahead. But now, the Spirit is on us to speak about the prophecy of the mark of the beast, Revelation, the 13th chapter. And there's enough information out there to prove that GMS is right when it comes to that prophecy. The different Israelite groups out there that are denying that GMS is right, saying that the mark of the beast is sin like the IUIC does, or that the mark of the beast is sleeping with white women like the ISUPK does, or that it's John 3:16 like the HOI does, or saying that it's symbolic. None of that is being manifested to be true in these last days. But what is coming to pass, all right, because it is something to come in the future that has not been in the earth before, is the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast has not been in the earth prior to this current age and this current system. Okay? There was no MOTB going to the time of Solomon and the time of Paul or Yahushua. All right? Matter of fact, it wasn't even revealed until the Apostle John was on the island of Patmos, and Yahushua revealed it to him. That's where you get the book, the Revelation. So it was a prophecy for the last days, and we are in the last days. So right here, I'm going to do this is kind of like a land backing off of my previous video. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see here. Let's go to, let's see. I was just watching YouTube. YouTube.com. Right. Let's see if I can pull my page up. GMS. The Spirit. It should still be premiering now. Here we go. Spirit of Prophecy. Oh, but I need GMS in there. GMS. Here we go. GMS, Spirit of Prophecy. Right? So, okay, so this video just got done premiering. Okay. Which I did a land back off of some information that the Apostle Har brought out. You are going to want to watch this about what is coming for this system. And I went into digital identity and legal identity, the universal basic income, and how they're going to require it to get public access to different government services. And they're they're bringing out all this paperwork, documents, proposals, and certain things that they're doing to set up the coming New World Order system that Esau will use to create this digital virtual prison for the people of the planet Earth. Like a damn supervillain, you know? So I mentioned about that in this video, but I also mentioned, let me go here, about World and WorldCoin, right, and proof of personhood. So let me get into this article here. Another one from biometricupdate.com. And like I said before, this website, this is where you're going to get a lot of information on what they're trying to do and how everything is moving to a more digital system, okay, around the world. Really, it's happening around the world. I mean, America is doing it, but you're not going to really hear about it in the news. It's not as public. But in these other systems out there in Europe and Asia and Africa, oh, they're definitely setting up for the digital identity biometric microchip implant system, which we know, according to Bible prophecy, the implant will be the mark of the beast. And then look, coming out of America, you got Elon Musk. He has a whole company named Neuralink where they putting brain implants in the heads of different human patients. So how lost can you be when it comes to Bible prophecy? That's why what we say here at GMS is we have the whole truth, the whole and complete truth. Okay? So here it says Reddit, all right, Reddit. You should be familiar with Reddit, or at least heard of it. Reddit considers world for proof of personhood age verification report. This is from June 23rd, 2025. So this is as a Monday. Today is June 25th, 2025. The hopeful year of deliverance of the elect and destruction and judgment on Esau. Hey, prophecy is moving quick. Lord willing, we do see a deliverance soon in the next few months. Hopefully they push this digital implant soon, because then we'll really be out of here. Okay? And we're coming into Jacob's trouble. Okay? Jacob's trouble didn't happen in 70 AD. Jacob's trouble didn't happen during slavery. Jacob's trouble is going to happen in this time, because it's going to be trouble for all 12 tribes. All 12 tribes wasn't in the land of Israel and Jerusalem in 70 AD. Nor did all 12 tribes come from the west coast of Africa on slave ships. Okay? Although you did have certain members of the tribes mingled amongst the West African so-called black tribes, which are of the kingdom of Judah. Okay, Jacob's trouble will occur here in America, as we can see the persecution of the Hispanic, so-called Mexican, Central South Americans, so-called legal immigrants or illegal drug cartels and so forth, criminals. But it's going to be upon all of us, because all the 12 tribes are here in the U.S. or America right now. Excuse me. So back to this. So it says Reddit is reportedly in talks with Tools of Humanity to use the World ID biometric-based digital identity for proof of personhood. And I went into that in the previous video. An age verification of users accessing the social media platform. A major AI bot infestation prompted CEO Steve Huffman to announce plans to contract a third-party services for proof of humanity in May. So they're saying that there's too many bots and fraudulent digital activity on the internet and on these websites and apps and services. So they're going to need, this is just another reason to get you to eventually get the implant. So you can prove that you, as it says here, proof of personhood, proof of humanity. So they're going to cause cause everyone, every person, small and great, rich and poor, and free and bond, to get an implant. That's pursuant to, that's according to Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay? So it says to keep Reddit human and to meet evolving regulatory requirements, we are going to need a little more information, Huffman said. Specifically, we will need to know whether you are a human and in some locations if you are an adult. But we never want to know your name or who you are. The way we would do this is by working with various third-party services that can provide us with the essential information and nothing else. Yeah, right. Hey, Scripture says, never trust our enemy. We know how these devils and these millionaire CEOs of these different companies operate. Okay? So I'll just read this. Hey, these different social media sites, soon you're going to need to show them all your personal information. You want to log on to Instagram, eventually you're going to need your ID information, background information. So you won't be able to create pages, that are not linked to who you are in real life. And they want to do that here with Reddit. It says, as one of the site's third-party verification providers, World ID would allow Reddit users to prove that they are unique humans while remaining anonymous. Semaphore reports, citing two people familiar with the talks. Now, out of the UK, I forget his name, but you can look this up. It was out of the UK. One of the speakers, he's I believe one of the leaders in the UK coming out of the parliament, but you can look this up and verify it. He basically said that in order to, basically social media websites are going to need to provide your information. Same thing I just said. Provide your real life information to be able to create an account on these social media sites so they can track you and they can know who you are, what you post, so they can quell violence, protests, and bots and other fraud and other nefarious activities on the internet, So this is what's coming for the future. Let's see here. It says World ID also has a clear use case for Reddit. The platform has recently been facing the threat of bots performing actions like posting, commenting, or upvoting content. In April, for instance, a group of researchers from the University of Zurich conducted a secret experiment on the platform to see how bots can be used to influence human opinions. So this is why they want to push this system on the social media. It says originally launched in 2005, the social media firm has over 108 million daily active users. More than half of them, 50% of those users are based in the U.S. or the UK. The beast is what? The U.S. UK, even though UK is not a part of the EU, and you have NATO, right? The NATO nations, all right? The EU nations. Two markets where World recently began signing up users. To create a digital ID with World, check this out, users are required to submit iris scans through the company's biometric device, the Orb, which encrypts them into a numerical code and deletes the original image. So you're going to be turned into a number. And the beast system is tied to a number, 603 which is the vibration of these Edomites, and they use it in their UPC codes, or what you know as barcodes. And the same system is going to be updated, upgraded. It will be attached to the MOTB. It says several countries have shut down orb verifications, however, including Indonesia, Kenya, Spain, Germany, and Brazil. I believe I spoke in a video about it happening in Indonesia. The system allows users to prove they're real humans without disclosing their identity. Well, they're just going to move to the implant. Eventually, the implant, it'll go past using your iris scans and fingerprint scans, and they're going to put the technology device inside your body. Okay? So this information is coming out now. All of this information on this system is coming out. Now, speaking of the UK, okay, this is here from June 24, 2025. UK police look at future tech, including biometrics like brainwaves. So it says with technology, what was once cutting edge will one day become the norm. Currently, the police are incorporating facial recognition, drones, and AI-driven analytics into their operational practices. So what would be the next emerging trends? So they're setting them up over there in Europe, in the UK, for the digital surveillance prison system. The Big Brother system, you know. The Office of the Police Chief Scientific Advisor has put together the Police Emerging Science and Technology Trends Report, which explores 7 science and technology trends over 3 time horizons. These include metaverses and online virtual worlds, UAVs, privacy-enhancing technologies, and biometrics. They even want to put digital ID in video games, you know, your virtual video games. Okay? For the police, this could lead to improved identification of criminals. With access to vast biometric data sets and a wider range of bioforensic methods and sources, there could be greater opportunities for science-led policing due to increased physical and digital bioforensic and biometric evidence. Think of the movie Minority Report. Think of the movie Judge Dredd, where you had to have technology all around you, surveilling you, and they knew, even to the point in Minority Report, it was called pre-crime, that they use AI to pretty much predict that you would commit a crime before you even did it. And I believe Tom Cruise was the lead in that movie. So what they have put out there in movies and so-called science fiction is now becoming a reality, which we know it to be known as predictive programming. What you think is fake is just an entertainment movie is really what they want to do in real life, and now they have the means to do it. So it says, however, there will also be threats for the police from this technological trend. Criminals could spoof biometric data to facilitate impersonation and online fraud. They show you that in the movie, the new revised movie. It came out years ago with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they redid it. Total Recall. And it was in Total Recall, the man went through the biometric. I believe I forget who it was. Was it who was in that movie? Somebody, if they watch the video, they can put it in the comments. I forget his name, but he went and it showed someone else's face, an Asian man's face, right? He had like he digitized an Asian man's face over his, used the iris scan. He was able to get into a building, get access to it, and then when he got in, the digital mask came off, and he was himself. So that's like hacking and fraud based on biometrics. So they want to prevent that. It says the increase in the public's biometric data, such as from health monitoring wearable devices, which eventually the wearable device will be the implant that could be used for planning crimes, is another potential threat, the report says. So this is what they want to do out there in the UK. This whole digital system, identity, cryptocurrency, digital currency, it would all be tied to you getting an implant in your body. Okay? So this is also coming out of Europe. This says EES pre-registration app to roll out in Sweden this year.
90.
This is from today's date, June 25th, 2025. And Sweden is known for their citizens. Thousands of them are known for using biometric implants to buy and sell. Okay? So it says here, the EU border agency, Frontex, has announced that the mobile application developed to ease entry-exit system, border checks will go live for the first time in Sweden's Arlanda airport this year. The Travel to Europe app, so the entry-exit system, I believe Apostle Hall mentioned that too, that Trump mentioned during his first campaign, okay? The entry-exit system here in the U.S. So, basically you're going to need digital credentials to travel. Well, even now, I recently traveled, visited some brothers, and they were offering digital ID through the TSA system to get, to basically cut the line, to get boarded on the plane. So they want to introduce that system out here in Sweden. It says the Travel to Europe app allows non-EU travelers to pre-register the travel documents and facial images before arriving at a border crossing point. The app is voluntary to use for both travelers and EU member states. But eventually, based upon the prophecy, in Revelation 13, you're going to need to get the implant. You're going to need to get the MOTB, and it'll be mandatory, right? Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it. When you call someone to do something, that means it's a requirement, all right? It's mandatory. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. So if you want to buy a plane ticket and you want to travel overseas, you're going to have the MOTB. All right? And then no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Let's look up this word for causeth in the Greek. Okay? And it's not going to be too much longer. I just want to bring out, these articles because we're in the time when this prophecy to come to pass. So the word causeth, poieo, which means to make. Okay? To make, to put one forth, to lead them out. Here we go, the right context. To make one do something. They're going to make you get the MOTB. It's going to be a requirement. It's going to be mandatory to cause one to. So they're going to make it where you have no choice but to get. Okay, you're going to have no choice but to take their implant. Okay? Because that's how you're going to be able to eat, feed your families, survive, and live in the current in the coming digital system, which is pretty much digital, but it's going to be centralized. All right? So, and he's going to make, right, read this again, Revelation 13, 16, and he's going to make all people mandatory, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the foreheads. We know the one in the forehead, technology, brain-computer interface, is the Neuralink. And they also have companies like Positive ID, Dangerous Things, Wallet More, which they can put microchips, implants in your hands. Okay? So they're setting up the system that, hey, you're going to need to have these credentials in the digital system. Right? It says that it's voluntary, but it's going to be mandatory based on, because we know that the prophecies will come to pass. It says Frontex is also planning a pilot program at major entry points in the Netherlands, France, and Italy in 2026. Portugal and Greece have also expressed interest in using the app. All these countries are a part of the beast. Okay? Matter of fact, let me show you that, and then I'm going to close. Okay? Let's see. The beast. 7 heads. GMS. Let's see what comes up. Let's see if that image comes up. Here we go. All right, this image comes up. Let's see what it says here. See if I can get a clear image. Okay, here we go. So this is one of the signs here. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is NATO. The 7 heads, 7 governments or kingdoms ruled by Esau. Right? And when you look over here on the right, dealing with the 10 horns, right? You get Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany. Okay? Let's see. Does it mention who the 7 heads are? Okay, the 7 heads are, right? Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, British, the Greeks. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so NATO is an acronym for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You probably can't see it that well, but I'm going to read it for you. It was established August 4th, 1949, NATO, consisting of 19 nations. Greece, Italy, Spain, France, West Germany, United Kingdom, Portugal, right? Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Canada, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Turkey, United States, Portland, Hungary, Czech Republic. That's your beast system, which were once the Roman Empire. So when you go back to this system out of Europe that they're piloting, these are the countries that make up the beast. So it says Frontex is also planning a pilot program at major entry points in the Netherlands, France, and Italy in 2026, right? Netherlands, France, and Italy, right? Portugal and Greece have also expressed interest in using the app because they have to fulfill the prophecy of the beast introduced in the MOTB. Okay? It says the app was designed to help travelers tackle the EES, entry-exit system. The upcoming traveler registration system will digitally record passport data, fingerprints, and face biometrics, and dates of entry and exit of non-EU nationals crossing the EU's external border, eventually replacing the manual stamping of passports. So they're going to introduce a digital system. After several postponed rollouts, European authorities reached an agreement to introduce the EES over 180 days to avoid a simultaneous launch in all countries that could cause long queues and technical issues. The same thing could be when they introduce the implant. Instead of having it happen all at once, different countries around the world are going to introduce the implant, like China, Asian countries, North Korea, Japan, and then it move across to Europe, which is the beast, in America. But we'll see how that rolls out. But this is what they're doing here with this system. It says the system is expected to begin working in October 2025, although the exact date is still unknown. European authorities have agreed to a draft regulation on the phased rollout. Adoption is expected in July, while the regulation will enter into force 20 days after publication in the EU's official journal. The European Commission will then announce the start date. So this is coming out of the beast. Following the EES, the EU is also planning to roll out the European Travel Information and Authorization System. So this is them setting up for the implant. First, you got to have the system set up. They got to make it official, roll it out, have people start to use it. And then when the right crisis comes along, all right, they're going to make the micro C-hip, the implant, mandatory. It says, which requires visitors to the block to apply for entry authorization. So you're going to have to be a part of this system and pay a €7 fee. So where is this coming from? The beast. All right, so they're setting it up. Okay. All right, so, with that, I had a few other articles, but I'm going to end it here. So the beast is getting ready to set up and roll out the digital system for the MOTB. I'll probably word that in the title, something like this. But, hey, we're here. We're here. Okay? When it comes to prophecy, GMS is on it. All right? We're the watchmen. We got a heavy spirit on us with prophecy. All right? And we got that 100% whole and complete truth. So hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect out there. Shalom. Shalom.